yeah.
When you were in the
psych
psych ward. We like said it in synchrony.
Yeah. So where should I start with the first day? You were there.
It was wild.
The first day. No, the first day was wild.
I didn't have to sleep there though.
So when we got there, we were talking to these people, and then you showed up, and they were basically like, "Oh, we're just gonna talk to you. Like, you're not staying here. Don't worry. Blah blah blah." And then all of a sudden, they leave the room, and you told me to give you my phone, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we want to show you something real quick." They're lying to me. They literally led me to the hallway, and then I just go through a door with them, and I see my mother and Chelsea stop outside the door, and then the door just closed, and it was a glass door. So like I just see them standing there staring at me, and I'm like, this is happening, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, it is. And I was like, wow, okay. And then I didn't sleep, maybe like first 3 nights, because like there was this kid in my room, and he's like, I was like 13 and he was 8. Yeah, no, really fucking weird. And then the kid, he starts like talking weird shit, like, oh, this is a prophecy. There's a prophecy. You're gonna start seeing things, and I go up to one of the nurses, and I'm like, can I switch rooms, please? Like, I'm not
Did
crazy.
They let you?
No.
Of course not.
Instead, he just left. Like, he got moved to a different part. I think a more serious part. Like, he was talking, and then he kept like repeating numbers, and it was yes, talking about the prophecy. Like, what prophecy? What are you talking about?
He must have been schizophrenic or something. There's no way.
How do you have schizophrenia at 8 years old?
That's possible.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, it could be possible, but like, how does that happen?
You know.
And then
genetics.
I got into a lot of arguments because some girls just didn't know how to shut up. Like, they did not know how to shut up. And then you have those like basic girls who want to be noticed, and then you have the male guards who come in, or the male nurses, and you got the girls who want to try and like fucking show their cleavage, or like pull up their shirt a little bit, and they get yelled at for it, or they get sent to their room. Bro, like, it's wild in there.
I'm sure it is. It's a psych ward.
You have 10 minutes to shower.
Crazies.
You have 10 minutes to shower, and you're not allowed to lock the door. And I got walked in on the first time, and I was like, what are you doing? I'm taking a shower, clearly. And the kid was like, oh, are you gonna get out now? I was like, no, you just heard it turn on. Like, it just turned on. What are you talking about? Am I getting out now? And then,
never survive it.
No, I promise you, like that place is not for the weak.
Was it
It's
just
not for the weak?
Was it just children, or like, were there adults too, or no?
No, it was that the section I was in was the adolescent section, which was like obviously like child to like 17.
I was gonna say probably like 6.
6? Okay.
Yeah, like 6, 7 to like 17. There was a kid in there who was in there. He was 7. He killed his dog and put it in his sister's bed.
What the fuck?
Yeah. She thought the dog was sleeping at first.
I wonder where he is today.
She saw the dog.
Be sure to check your dog's out.
First, she thought the dog was sleeping, and then
oh, that's awful.
Then she saw the blood on the bed. At least this is how he said it. But again, he's 7, so I really don't know what's true.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that whole story could have just been made up. He's 7.
Yeah. But, he did try to stab me in the throat with a fork.
Alright, well, maybe that story's true.
We were in the dining hall, and I was watching, what was it? I think I was watching The Grinch, because I just really wanted to watch The Grinch, and I was eating my food. It's the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah, that's the best one.
No, the best one's the first one. The old one. Like, nothing beats the original.
Yeah, with Jim Carrey.
No. The old animated one.
No.
What do you mean?
No.
That's the oldest one.
No.
Nothing
Not the
beats
best
the
one.
original.
Jim Carrey's the best.
Well, if you're talking about, like, comedic-wise...
That's the point. It's supposed to be a good, funny movie, not a boring one.
No, it's not boring.
The old one is boring.
What do you mean?
It's old.
What?
It's like an old cartoon.
Have you seen it? The old Grinch movie, the animated one?
Yeah.
And you think it's boring as well?
I
probably
wouldn't say.
liked
I
it
wouldn't
at the
say.
time.
I wouldn't say boring, but I would say.
You'd
just-
prefer to watch the Jim Carrey.
Yeah, when it
one.
comes to just pure entertainment and Christmas vibes, I think that the Jim Carrey one is.
Well, yeah, the Jim Carrey one, but I don't know, like the other one just.
The old one's not bad, you know, but.
But all I know is, I'm sitting there and I'm eating, and he comes in with his food, and there's like I don't know, we ate in like orders or like blocks or whatever, like first set had a certain amount of time to eat, second set, third set, blah blah blah. I think I was the second time, he was third, so I had about like 5 to 10 more minutes left. He had 30. I was like, okay, like I'm about to be done eating. Let me finish my movie, and then you can watch what you want to watch. He sits there. He's like, no, I want to watch it now. He goes to turn off the TV, and I like move his hand, and I'm like, no, like you're not changing it on me. Like I'm watching it. You can wait your 5 to 10 minutes, and then like be on with your day. And he's like, no, like I don't want to. And like mind you, he's 7, so like I'm treated like I'm assuming like, or not. I'm assuming like in my head I'm like, oh my god, like he's reminding me of JoJo because JoJo was 7. And this kid just decides to haul off, walk away, grab a plastic fork, and then scream, hey. I turn around, you just see him charging at me like this with the fork. And then I just put my fist out, and he just ran into my fist. And then they took him away, and they shot him up with sedatives to put him to sleep, and then put him in his room.
This sounds like a movie.
Sounds like a horror story.
Did you feel threatened or
No.
He
was 7.
Oh, okay.
I could hold...
Yeah,
Billy,
Raymond
I
at
could-
this point was tall.
I could catch him with my hand and hold him out and literally watch him while he fucking dangles and like fucking let me at him. Let me, like, literally.
When you were saying before about how when you first got there, they locked the door, whatever. Like you look back and something
yeah, like
similar.
You just fucking see them out the window, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
you could have told me.
Guess I'm staying.
I was gonna say. I mean, it wasn't a
Swatting
psych.
off.
It wasn't a psych ward, but when I was in kindergarten, your grandmother did that to me. Basically, it was the first day of or it may have been the first week. I was crying for like the first month of kindergarten, but yeah, I remember like I just vividly remember her walking me into the classroom and her being like, "Oh, I'm coming with you. I'm coming, with you." And yeah, like
I'd be scared.
well, because I was worried
Back
she would.
then, she looked a little different.
Yeah, and I was worried that
Way
she was.
different.
She still looked like a guard dog.
Not really. Not
I
as
was-
much back then.
I was worried she was gonna leave, and she's like, "No, I'm coming in the room with you." And so she walked for like maybe 5 feet, and then my teacher grabs my hand, and she's like, "Come on, let's play with the other boys and girls." And as soon as the teacher grabbed my hand, I turned around and looked, and Aunt Tone just jetted out of the room, and I was like, "No!" Yeah, traumatic.
That's hilarious. But no, because it gets worse.
Didn't happen to me.
It gets worse.
I ran in.
You're like, "I'm good, no trauma here."
So I was in there for
My mom was
5.
crying. Come back.
I was in there for 5 days.
It wasn't that long.
It was 5 or 6 days. I was in there from the 28th of May to the 5th of June.
Probably about a week.
6, 7 days. This was maybe like my 4th day. We are outside, so they have like a courtyard, like a little square. Like the building is like a giant thing, and then like in the middle of the building is a square of just outside. And we go out there. There's like things to play with.
This is like an insane asylum.
No, literally.
They have to all congregate in the middle of the building,
No,
so they
literally.
can't escape the
It's
wall.
literally.
It sounds just like it. Yeah.
Literally. We're there and we're playing with stuff, and And then as we're lining up to go inside, all of a sudden, you just see everybody circling two kids. One 17-year-old and then a 7-year-old. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I walk over there, and you see the 7-year-old latched onto the 17-year-old's arm, and he's just like gnawing at his arm. And then you just see this 17-year-old cock back hard as hell, and boom, right in the head. That kid dropped.
Of course he did. He's 7.
That's wild.
But honestly, though, if I had a little 7-year-old attached to my arm too, all bets are off.
Yeah, no,
I'm hitting you to get you off.
Like, he was attached, and he was, like, gnawing at his arm.
Yeah, no.
I was like, yo.
There's no way.
And then...
I would have done.
And then you just had, like... I made a few friends, like, you know, like, people that were actually, like, they seemed normal.
At the time.
Yeah, like...
You still talk to anyone from there?
I follow one, like, I have one girl's number, like, her on Instagram and Snapchat. And I talk to her sometimes. She's pretty cool. Like, she smokes weed and does mushrooms, but that's it.
She's pretty cool.
Mutual friends from the insane asylum.
Pretty much.
But, no, so there's this girl named Caroline, and when I say, so, like, when you think of Caroline, think exactly Caroline Forbes before she turns into a vampire.
Billy has no idea what that is.
Okay, no, I was going to explain it to him. I'm saying to you.
I
Think
know.
of Caroline before she
Annoying.
turns into a vampire.
Class president.
No.
Chairman of
Okay,
everything.
not the annoying part.
She was always annoying before
No,
she
she
became
was
a
always
vampire.
okay. Not the annoying part, but like, you know, like the bimbo, the very like clueless, very nice at times. This girl, she was all around nice. There was a nurse that was a bitch. No one liked her. The bathrooms, well, the rooms, like the bedrooms, there's one room, and then there's a connecting bathroom in the middle. And Caroline was sitting in the bathroom on the floor talking to another girl across. And that nurse came in and just started going off on this girl. I mean, like, screaming at her, degrading her, telling her how she doesn't listen and no one likes her, just because she was sitting in the bathroom on the floor talking to a girl in a different room. And that girl, after getting yelled at, did not speak to a single person the rest of the time I was there. Like, I never heard her speak again. Wow. Like, she just went mute. And, yeah, then I was in there for my birthday, and for 3 days, 3 fucking days, my birthday, I was told I was going to get a cake. I was like, they were like, what kind of cake do you want? I was like, vanilla. They were like, okay. Then they were like, sorry, the guy for, the chef couldn't get the cake, or get the cake mix to make your cake. And I was like, okay. They were like, we'll do it tomorrow. I was like, fine, tomorrow I want red velvet. They were like, okay, we got you. We forgot to make your cake. Thanks.
Why did it make my birthday
The next-
special?
the next
Yeah.
In this crazy
That's
house.
like
Next day.
that's like traumatic.
The next day,
I want to see something.
Go
Go ahead, keep going.
there was a girl, and she was just like being really rude. Like, okay. In my opinion, if you're fat, you should not be mean. Like, the way she was being
You
mean.
always talk about this.
The way she was being mean, though. Like, she was just degrading this girl for being skinny. And I'm like, you're degrading someone for being skinny, but if she said something about you being fat, then it'd be a problem.
Well, it's a defense mechanism.
But, no, the girl wasn't doing nothing.
Sometimes.
The girl was literally
people-
doing nothing.
You don't know. Maybe she was bullied. Maybe
And
she's just
so-
mean to people because that's her defense mechanism.
So I'm
She's in a
like-
fucking kooky bin, bro.
So I walk up to her and I'm like, oh, so it's a problem with her being skinny, but you can look like a fucking porpoise over here?
Of course you did.
Wait, are you making the argument that you can't
She-
be like annoying and ugly at the same time? essentially?
Exactly. You
Like,
cannot be mean and ugly at the same
maybe
time.
she doesn't think she's ugly.
That's like, because I clean at work, some of the teachers are like real bitches when it comes to like cleanliness. And I always say, like, you can't be a slob and also complain that your room is dirty.
Exactly.
So,
Well, that's
Thank
different.
you.
That's such a different scenario.
is it?
Completely.
We have a debate, finally.
Like, that's so different. He's talking about because she's ugly and fat, she can't be mean to people. You're talking.
No.
You're
The
talking,
girl wasn't ugly.
Whatever.
Oh,
Fat.
oh.
Doesn't matter. Same difference. Because she looks a certain way, she can't make fun of people for a certain thing. You're saying you can't tell me you want a clean room, but you're sloppy about your room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't say ask for something but not give it in return.
So basically, you can't compare apples to oranges.
Don't start that.
My analogy was great.
Terrible.
But no, like, but she's just going off on the girl. So I'm like, how are you gonna make fun of this girl because she's so skinny? She's so skinny because she has an eating disorder. You're over here looking like a porpoise looking for the next refrigerator. and then I'm like, why are you going off on her? And then you wanna like sit there and get upset when someone says something to you, and then she's like, oh, you wanna start talking yada yada yada, and then says something about me being gay, and then about me having sex, and I'm like, oh, okay, whore, go over there and talk to someone else, and then she just started getting all loud, and she was like, what did you call me, and then and this is the last day I'm there. I'm supposed to get a cake, and I don't know that I'm leaving. I didn't know I was leaving, and I was supposed to get a cake. And they're like, oh, you're not getting a cake today. You're leaving. Like, you're leaving. And I'm like, oh, okay, bet. I don't need a cake then. But then the girl starts arguing, and I, like, somehow shut her up. Because if I didn't, and they found out what I said, they were going to keep me another day.